Hello, 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 and good morning, my loves. Good morning, my angels. Thank you for joining me on my channel, God at Leap of Faith. I'm going to do a reading for you this morning. I'm really feeling this morning. I got a download. The energy is the person, and I really feel like we're in twin flames again. Like we're really picking up, and I haven't picked up twin flames for a minute, but I feel like the your divine masculine or whoever's in that divine masculine energy is wanting to do the work that they need to try to heal, to try to come back into union with you or to prepare themselves for union with you, okay, to get on your vibration, so that they can elevate, so that they can try to get you back in their life. All right. I'm feeling like, this is someone who you really, really tried, but they were so busy wanting to hang out with their friends. Either they were working a lot, partying, just wanting to celebrate, entertain a lot of options, impress the fellas, or if it's a girl, impress the ladies, just be out and party, live in the moment, and do a lot of things. And they just didn't take you serious. It was like all fun and games for them. Everything was funny. They took you for a joke. They didn't take you seriously. They didn't take the love seriously. They didn't take the relationship seriously. They didn't build with you. They would come in and out, of your life, blow hot and cold, gaslight you. Things be going great for, a couple of weeks, and next thing you know, they just disappear at your life. You don't know what's going on. When they were in front of their friends, they talk to you and treat you one way, but when they were alone with you, they treat you another. They were like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in your life. And I think you just got tired. You got tired of all the games, 202, when I say that. And you moved on. You elevated, you healed what you needed to do, what you need to heal in your life, and you elevated, and you grew, you moved on. They were childish, all right. And now that you're gone, and now they're left alone to live that life, you gave them what they wanted. They wanted to hang with their friends, they wanted to go out there and entertain other people, they wanted to be childish and not grow up, not be elevate and be who you knew they had potential to be. So you left them to the streets, to their drama, to their toxicities, to their karmics. And now that they're missing you, okay? They're missing the positivity, the brightness, the energy that you brought. They're missing that, and they're getting tired of doing all that stuff now. Now they want you back. They want to talk to you. They want to feel you. They want to have you back in their life, all right? Now they're feeling like a fool, a real fool for playing over you. It's not funny anymore. So I want to pull on that energy. A song that just went off not too long ago was "Can I Talk to You?" So now we have Keisha Cole playing. Um, just saying, I used to think that I wasn't bright enough. Now, yeah. So I can't believe you're hurting me. You met a girl at a difference. What you see in her, what you didn't see in me, I guess was all just make believe. Never knew what I was missing. Yeah, this is somebody. They didn't know they were missing. They didn't know they were missing, but they know they're missing now. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's turn this down so we can get into our reading. But let's go ahead and open up with our prayer. Always, God, I come before you in gratitude today for the growth you have fostered in my spiritual life. I recognize this journey is your gift, not by my strength, but by your grace. Help me to remain humble and open to your leading, continuing to nurture the fruits of your spirit within me. May I use my growth to bless others and glorify you in all that I do. Thank you for being my constant God and unfailing source of strength. In Jesus' name, amen. I want to ask that my spirit guides, my ancestors that watch over me, and my good guard angel, you will continue to protect me, my family, my friends, the collective, as I tap into the energy. Protect us from any negative influences, any negative energy of anyone trying to do any negative work against us to try to stop us from our healing journey and our purpose in life. Okay, I ask this in Jesus' name, amen. All right, so let's tap into, like I said, I feel like, they want to come back. It's not funny anymore. They hate that they tried to show off. They showed up and showed out. Thought it was funny when they were, acting like a fool, acting like a little kid for their friends, for their homies, for the ladies. And they were doing it for the girls, trying to play you, act, silly, act childish. So let's see what's going on with them now that this shit's not funny. Okay, now that you're gone, it's not funny anymore. No kiki, haha. No, let's see what's going on with them now. How are they feeling now? Spirit guys, what's going on with them now? Why is it not funny now? Yeah, I don't think I want this deck. Let's see. I got this deck. Why is it not funny? Why is it not funny to a person that collects mine now? Spirit guides. Why is it not funny now? They're getting caught up. They're still out there messing around, sleeping around. Somebody's getting caught up in some infidelity. Somebody that was expecting a new beginning, possibly had a family with someone, could have gotten someone pregnant. Alright. Someone who could have gone back to someone they had a child with. Or they could have gone to someone that that could have already had a ready-made family who they thought was pregnant or wanted to have a baby with. Okay. Somebody they wanted to have a family with. Yeah, somebody got caught up in a fling, caught up in a cheating. They were cheating. Someone got caught up in a cheating situation. So not only did you find out that they're messing around, but someone that they went and started a new beginning with also could have found out that they could have been messing around on them as well. They also could have found out that the person they had a family with was messing around on them. They could have found some evidence on them. Maybe they were watching, they went to a sex shop, maybe they caught them. Maybe they caught them online, maybe they caught them hooking up with somebody. This is somebody that has a real sexual fantasy, okay? They have interest in different things. They want like tantric type sex. They have a wild sex life. This is someone that likes a lot of things in the bedroom. And they could have got caught up actually engaging into different sexual fantasies. They could be having threesomes, okay? They could be doing swaps. They could be someone that they have an open relationship with. Someone who likes to watch sexual videos, that likes to watch videos, and they could be watching videos with a partner and having sex together. Again, they could be doing threesomes. Someone could actually be having same sex. Yeah, but they realize that they don't like that they destroyed the relationship with you. They do realize that they, as the cards say, you see that? They fucked up. Their dreams are shattered. Their dreams are really shattered and broken right now. They realize that they messed up the relationship with you, the connection with you, all because they were giving into their lustful ways. They were giving into a lot of lustful ways. They wish they would have did a better job of covering up what they were doing. They tried to cover up what they were doing, but you found out anyway. They couldn't hide. They couldn't hide it because your intuition was too strong. You knew something was wrong. they were trying to hide things from you. I think that you asked them, you asked them several things like, hey, are you talking to someone? What's the deal? Because you knew that they were moving funny. You knew that something was off, how they were acting. Maybe they weren't talking the same. They would tell you they were doing something and shit just wasn't adding up. All right. They were really trying to burn. They were really trying to hide stuff from you, cover stuff up from you. All right, but they couldn't cover it up because your spirit guides were telling you 1010 when I said that. They were showing you things. They were telling you things. Your intuition was very strong. You had a knowing that something wasn't right, okay? And you called them out on it. You called them out on it. You set the shit straight. You set the record straight. You knew. Bullseye. You hit it straight on the bullseye because you knew. Because your intuition told you. No one had to come and tell you. For some of you, maybe somebody did tell you, but for most of you, your intuition told you. You just knew. All right. So for those of you that were married, you could have gotten separated. You kind of got a divorce. If you lived together, you could have moved out. You could have broke a lease. But definitely it was the end of a spiritual contract that you had with them. Some of them might be in the process of getting a divorce or trying to leave a situation, or if they are in a house, they might be trying to move out, get out of a lease. If they're in a business agreement, they might be trying to break that lease. They realize they made a bad choice. It might be with somebody who's smoking, that has a smoking addiction, or they might drinking. They might like to go out all the time, party. They're just not a homebody. They could have hooked up with somebody who's always in the streets, always wanting to hang out, always wanting to party. Okay, somebody who doesn't want to stay in the house. If they have kids, they don't want to stay home and raise those kids. They just always want to be on the go, always want to hang out with the girls, or hang out with the fellas. Just don't want to be in. Somebody who's a hater. Okay, somebody who's hating on the fact that your person still has feelings for you. Somebody who always has something to say. With the shades, they just always throwing shade at you, always bringing your name up in the house, always causing some type of drama. And your person's tired of the drama. They just like you. You're not even engaged in this person. You're not even talking with this person. You don't have nothing going on with this person. But that third party, the person that with, always seems to just bring your name up. Your constant conversation. So it's something that you're doing. Either your person's watching you online, your third party watching you online, investigating you, or doing something, and they're just bringing your name up. You're a source of conversation in that household, okay, causing a lot of conflict. And your person's just angry. They're just angry. They're angry at their choices. They're angry at what's going on in the house. They're angry at the fact that they messed over you, all right? They're mad that they betrayed you. They feel betrayed. They feel backstabbed. They went towards a situation that they thought was going to be a happy, loving situation. It was nothing but. It was just a bad choice, okay? They got somebody that they thought it was going to be a happy family. It's not a happy family, all right? They got a lot of conflict going on, all right? This is because they want to run the streets. And they found out that this person they're with is somebody for the streets, all right? But you're protected from this person. They could have even got an STD from this person, or your person may have an STD. They have the other person have an STD, and I feel like this is something they're probably trying to keep secret. They want to keep it secret from you, all right? But you already know what's going on. Like, nothing that's going on is a secret to you. Your spirit team is keeping you up to point on everything that's going on. So none of this shit is a secret, all right? Let's clarify. I want to clarify out here this I want to clarify sex shop. Clarify sex shop for me. I want to clarify sex shop. Two. Yeah. Somebody abused their power. It was supposed to be the emperor in your life. You have the emperor coming up in reverse. So this person's supposed to show up as an emperor in your life. They did not. They abused their power, all right? And by abusing their power, they went to a situation where there is no stability. There's no emotional stability. There's no physical stability. So there are things going on in that home, all right, that this person have in their structure, in their home life. There's conflicts going on, all right. There's emotional manipulation going on with the King of Cups in reverse. There's emotional manipulation. There's moodiness. There's emotional detachment. There's no love, all right. So if they are staying together, they're like turning their back to each other. There's a lot of conflict going on. Nobody's giving towards one another. with the 7, with the Chariot going out there, somebody wants to be in control. They're really trying to control the situation. Somebody wants to move forward. So I think your person really wants to move forward, trying to come towards you. All right, he's trying to get the willpower to do so, to head towards a new direction, to try and charm you, because you were emotional sensitivity for him. With the Knight of Cups, he wants to come to you, romance you, give you an offer, because he's not happy. And he's realizing that you were, hey, stop it. See, that's my dog. My dog acting up. He's not happy where he is. Confirmation. All right, he wants to come towards you and say something to you, make an offer towards you, because he's not happy where he is. All right. Like I said, it was nothing like what he thought it was going to be. All right. So why now? He's worried. He's in his emotions. He's worried. He's about to walk off the edge. What is he worried about? What is he worried about? He's worried about you rejecting him. He feels isolated. He feels left alone, but he knows that this is self-inflicted. He did it to himself, and he's exhausted. All right, he's exhausted. He's exhausted by all the shit he's got going on. He's burnt out. He feels empty. All right, he feels trapped, stuck in a situation. He feel like you're not going to forgive him. He has no options but to stay where he is, because you're not going to let him come back. All right, and that's because you've moved on. You moved on. All right, you're at peace. He sees you being happy. He sees you have balance in your life. He's wishing for a second chance with you. All right, he's feeling optimistic that maybe you'll get him a second chance, but I don't think that you will, Collector. I don't think that you will. I think too much is going on. You know, he wants to come and apologize to you, all right, for his rash actions, for being insincere. All right, maybe take a trip with you, get away. He just wants to go somewhere and have fun, leave the bullshit that he has going on, you know, but he knows that he burned a bridge with you, that there's no more trust. You don't trust him. You know, there is going to be some upheaval in his life. There is already upheaval going on in his life, all right? His life, there's a lot of chaos going on in the home, but you're being protected from everything that's going on. You've been removed from the chaos, the disaster that's going on around his life, okay? You're being prevented from any harm, because there was a divine intervention to come and remove you. Divine knew that his life was going to be a mess by the way that things were going on, okay? People are starting to gossip about everything that's going on in this man's life. He's got some legal troubles going on. If not in that relationship, if he's not looking at trying to maybe get advice on leaving, a divorce, separation, he might have other legal problems going on. Possibly could be something going on with a housing, maybe about to lose a house, maybe got into some trouble with the law, possibly DUI, could be, you know, some type of probation, could be some other court case, could be paternity with the pregnancy out here in the beginning, could be trying to get a paternity test, could be working on child support, DNA, could be anything, but there's some legal issues going on. This person might be going to court, working out some legal paperwork, trying to get custody, or could be restraining order or something. But this is somebody who's trying to live in the moment, all right? Hang out with the friends, live in the moment, have good vibes, party, smoke. Your person could wear glasses, could wear shades a lot, but they see, this is somebody who sees your glow up, like you're out, you're being happy, you're taking advantage of new opportunities. Some of you started a new business, some of you got a increase in your money, some of you got a promotion. 1818, when I say that, your promotion doesn't necessarily have to be in career, but you just got promoted in life because you've elevated, all right? You've come further, you've grown because you've done the work spiritually, all right? This person's daydreaming. They have their head in the clouds about what life would be like if they're with you. They would be in a better place instead of going on with all this chaos and this bullcrap that they have going on in the house. Because they know that intimacy that you guys share, that there is mutual respect. At least they felt like it was mutual respect, but it wasn't mutual respect, because they were being two-faced, trying to live a double life. They were cheating on you and backstabbing you, okay? But you're done with that now. You're out here taking time for yourself, smelling the roses, enjoying your life, being happy, being peaceful, because you've been protected. You're being protected by Michael the Archangel, from all of the chaos that this person has going on in their life. Like, so while they're dealing with all the chaos, you're smelling the roses. You're at peace. You're at harmony. You removed yourself, because when your spirit guide told you to go, you left. All right? You let go. You let go of a liar. All right? You got a divorce, you separated yourself. If you weren't married, you just left the situation. You broke up, all right, and you ran out of patience. Time was up. You said, I'm done. There's no more time. I have no more time for you. You ran out of time. Their time ran out to continue playing with you. They wanted to show out for their friends. They wanted to spend time with their friends. So you gave them all the time in the world to go and spend with their friends, with their third parties, that they wanted to be with. They were out here drinking. Some of them had substance abuse problems. All right. They felt that you want off to fill up your own cup. All right. They wanted to converse with their friends. All right. They wanted to fill their cup of love. Some of them had substance abuse. All right. They were with people, hanging with the crowd that was drinking and using substance. All right. Their tribe, the tribe that you didn't fit in, you didn't want to fit in with. They weren't the party. All right. You tried to give them food for thought. You tried to tell them to change. All right. You tried to give them. You tried to be a healthy relationship, health and abundance for them, but that's not what they wanted. All right. So they wanted something else. All right. You tried to protect them. You tried to put your spiritual protection over them. And you did for a while, okay? And when you did, they were abundant. And what happened is they abused that power. You gave them your spiritual protection, and they started manifesting off your spiritual protection. All right, they were able to bring in more friends, more opportunities, more money, and they started feeling that power. And then their ego got big. All right, they became narcissistic. They thought highly of themselves because they were drawing in more opportunities, more money, more people. And when they did that, they forgot about you. 2121, I said that. So what did you do? You withdrew your power. And now that you withdrew your power, you withdrew your energy, you withdrew your spiritual protection, now they're left with nothing. And now they're seeing that you were the manifester the whole time, not them. Now they can't manifest shit. All right? And now they're left with all these karmics, getting into all these relationships, hooking up with all these girls or men, if it's a woman, and they're trying to find somebody that can match your energy. And they can't. They just can't find anyone to match your energy. They can find 4 or 5 people, and even all of them together is not going to match the one energy that you brought, okay? Because you were their good fortune. You were their good fortune. All right, but you moved quietly. You moved on quietly. You're not out here causing drama. All right, you're taking energy for yourself. You're manifesting for yourself. You realized it was time to cut ties. All right, so that's what you did. You cut ties. You held yourself together. You're still holding yourself together. You realized that was a very sticky situation. You didn't want to be in it anymore. So you went on to fix your own life. All right, collect your thoughts, get yourself together. Some of you may have felt depressed for a little while because you felt like you gave love to a situation. You might have been sad, but you did listen to your intuition. You moved on. Even though you were feeling sad and a little depressed, you put your happy face on every day for your friends, for your family. You got your ass up. You went to work, all right? You did what you had to do. Like I said, you elevated yourself. Now you're out here. You're happy. Things are manifesting for you, all right? This person is looking, they're looking about the sky. They're hoping, they're wishing, all right? But they feel like they're just caught up in a fragile situation right now because everything around them is falling down. It's crumbling. It's falling down, all right? They've got unexpected events happening in their life. Their foundation is falling apart. They feel like nothing is stable for them. They're having upsetting events that are happening in their life. And that's because they wanted to be out here and be sly, be sneaky, okay? They wanted to be conniving. They thought that they were witty, all right? They had the desire to stay single, so you left them single. And even some of these people that want to stay single, they're not even single. They could have been married. They could have been in long-term relationships. They could have been involved and had multiple relationships with multiple people, but they wanted to act like they were single. Some of them couldn't have actually had open relationships, okay, where their partner was doing what they want to do and they did they want to do and they still hook up their partner. They just had a lot of shit going on that you didn't know about. Like, again, they were just childish. They just want to play too much, okay? They didn't want to take things seriously. They didn't take you seriously. They didn't take relationships seriously. They just didn't want to grow up. And some of these people could have been in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, but still had a childlike mind, all right? Just didn't know how to grow the hell up. but you left it alone, and now you're out here being successful. You're successful in what you're doing. You're obtaining wealth at this time. All right. You don't have the need to be in control, but you know how to control your life. You know how to control yourself. All right. Um, you know how to avoid, sticky situations. You're not letting anything stand in your way of your success. All right. Something could have happened in the springtime. You could have celebrated a birthday. You could have got a raise. You could have started your own business. You could have just started your new path. You could have met a new love. But whatever went on, you became vibrant. And when you became vibrant, people start to notice you. All right. Your growth became public in the springtime. You start to bloom, you start to grow. Your beauty just started elevating, so that might have been when you really started healing and it really started showing on you. Your glow up began, okay? Because your beauty, your energy just really started showing at that time during the spring, all right? And this player started noticing you really in the spring. And this player, he wanted to go out there and just give into temptations. Just give into temptations, have one night stands, all right? It was a real slick talker, somebody that was weak in her knees for anybody that wanted to offer to him. So you really dealt with, I really feel like a Knight of Wands, somebody who just has a sex addiction. They just can't turn down, anybody that want to offer them some ass, they're going to jump on it. That's just what it is. It's like a flea and a dog. They see a dog and a flea, they're a flea. When the dog walks by, they're going to hop, all right? They could have been just chit-chatting with girls online or guys online, doing online dating, hooking up, having open communication with people, probably even right in front of you. They're still probably texting people on social media, messenger, calling people all the time. I feel like maybe even met people through family, a family member or a friend could have even introduced them to somebody while they were talking to you. And this could have been a friend or family member that knew you, was in your face, laughing, joking with you, and just being a dirty, person. All right. But it was just more to this person that they didn't show you. All right. This person put on a false image for you. They only showed you a small part of them, but they didn't let you look deep inside of them to really see who they really are. And I really feel like at this time, like this person's really missing you. All right. Hating some of the things that they've done, feeling bad for some of the things that they've done to you because now you're not there and they're dealing with a lot of shit in their life. And I think that they feel like they're in a really murky situation. And deep down inside, like this person's feeling sad and going through the depression themselves, okay? They might be crying when nobody's looking, when they really sit back and think about where their life is right now and where they could have been and some of the things that they've done. I feel like they're doing some soul searching. And sometimes when in the midst of this soul searching, they do get a little teary-eyed, they do get a little crying, but they don't want anybody to know. They're putting on a fake face, a fake front for their friends, put it with their friends to know. But they might have one friend that they feel comfortable talking to, that they trust, that they hang out with, that they do, speak to, that they try to get advice from. All right. But this person is trying to find a way to try to reach a goal, to come out and talk to you, say communicate with you. All right. So this person might be a workaholic at this point to try to get away from some of its trouble, some of its thoughts. They might be working a lot to not focus on you, because I think that you're on this person's mind morning, noon, and night. Like you're just renting space in this person's head. All right. And this is somebody who's just really just trying to work a lot, get things out their mind, you know. And this person is thinking about traveling towards you, though, to speak to you, say something to you. They're trying to gain the stamina. They're trying to use wisdom. All right. They know they need to get their life together. They know they can't come to you half-ass, because they know that whatever they say, it needs to be. They need to put their best foot forward to say it. How's this person feeling towards my collective? Like, what is it that's on this person's mind? Like, what are they thinking about when they think about the collective? What are they thinking about? They think about the fact that they were out partying, hanging with their friends, when they should have been given to the collective. They think about the fact that they backstabbed them. They think about how they broke and hurt the collective. Um, they're thinking about the separation. They're upset about the loss. Okay. They think about the unconditional love that the collective gave to them. All right. They think about the affection that the collective gave, the kisses that they gave, the beauty of the collective. Some of you could have had long hair, like the color pink. All right. They're playing old messages. They're replaying events in their head. They do know it's their outdated thinking, their old patterns that they did that came between your relationship. They're feeling lost without you. They grieve in the heartbreak. They do realize that it was them hooking up with other people, third parties, giving in temptation, them being attracted and giving into teasing by other people, seduction that led to you to walk away. They are trying to prepare themselves to grow up so that they can have an opportunity to try to come back to you, have a new phase with you. Yeah. They want you to know that they are trying to change. They want to bring some things to the light, but they need to take some time to heal. They want to cut ties to some people of their past so that they can move on. They need time to do that. They do know that they love bomb you. They do know that it was a one-sided. They recognize and want to take accountability for it being a one-sided relationship. They know that they didn't give, that you were the only one given to the relationship. You know, they're ready to give you some clarity. They're ready to give you the truth, speak truth to you now about what went wrong, take accountability for what they did. They want to sit down and talk to you. They want you to expect a call or a text from them. They are interested in talking to you. All right, but they want to just take a little bit of time and heal before they reach out to you. But they do want to take you out on a date because they're so interested. So what do they want to say? Like, what's going on? What's going on in this person's life? What's going on in this person's life now that the collective is gone? What do they want to say to the collective? They want to tell you that they love you. They feel guilty. The separation is affecting them as well. Now it does. You don't know what you have you don't miss the water till the well is dry, right? You just don't. You're their destiny. They don't like that you release them. They feel like you're their twin flame. They want you to know that you're their person. But it took them to go lay up with everybody in the city, in the town, in the country before they realized that you were the one. They're looking at getting a divorce. You forced them to heal their wounds. Yeah, but they want to come back possibly with an STD now, right? They got involved with a karmic soulmate. They know who you are to them. They know they owe you an apology. If you only knew how much they love you, well, you would have known if they would have told you when you were asking. All because of you. I don't know if that's good or bad. All because of you, what? That they had to go through a karmic soulmate, or all because of you that they're healing? Which one is it? They had a sex addiction. And you are one of a kind. Well, we know that, collective. We know that. Tell me about this sex addiction. What about this sex addiction? Yeah, this is definitely somebody who's planning on coming towards you. They made up their mind. They see you progressing forward. They want to travel. They're definitely going to travel to come towards you. But give me some of this sex addiction. Yeah, this is definitely somebody who's done a lot of traveling, hooked up with a lot of people, for sure. Yeah, we now have temperance, so they want to bring balance into their life. They're being nostalgic. They're being nostalgic. They're thinking about you. They're thinking about how generous you were with them, with their love. But give me something about the sex addiction. Does this person have a sex addiction? Oh, I mean, they know they do, but tell me about the sex addiction. They felt like they couldn't choose. They weren't able to make a difficult decision between you and somebody else. They didn't want to compromise, but they feel regretful about that. They went towards another lover, but now they're using their intuition and their wisdom. They have a lot of conflict going on. They were trying to win at all costs, but it led them to a lot of heartbreak. Now they feel like they're dealing with a lot of pain. They got a lot of loss, a lot of endings going on in their life. They feel like they're at rock bottom. because they were being sneaky, tried to get away with it, with something, but they weren't able to get away with it. They tried to get away with trying to have a celebration, a new family with someone else that they were determined to go towards with quick action, that they were with assertive action, that they were ambitious about a new beginning. Somebody that was emotionally immature, somebody that could have had a child with, again, somebody who, but it was somebody who was childish, somebody who lacked direction, okay? But now they're curious about communicating with you, curious about what you have going on, and they're trying to build the confidence to come and talk to you. They want to know if you're seeing someone else. They're ready to put an end to a situation that they're in, to have a new beginning with you, but they're feeling trapped. They're feeling trapped in in the situation. They feel like they're trapped in their mind. They have dealing with mental imprisonment as well. They're trapped in their thoughts as to whether or not you're going to allow them to come back. They're trapped because they know they did a lot. Things are falling apart in their life. Their relationship is falling apart. It wasn't what they thought. They're losing finances as well. Their business isn't prospering. There's a lot of conflict going on in their family, their environment, their home. The person that they chose, they're not offering them any love, they're not meeting their needs. There's no emotional stability there. There's no empathy there. It's just there. They're just there. But their needs aren't being met, so they're not happy. There's no peace, okay? It's just there. And I feel like if they're having sex, it's just sex. It's not even a loving sexual thing. They miss the intimacy between you, all right? They're trying to put some money out, try to save some money so they can build something, but they're also holding close to their chest. They're holding their love for you close to them. They're holding secrets close to them. They do feel like they possess you. You still belong to them. And they're trying to hold on to your energy as well. They're not ready to let you go. You could have been dealing with the earth sign because there's so much earth out here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They want to come to you and offer you a new opportunity. They're focusing on having a new beginning with you. They're clear that they want to be with you. They want to have a new beginning with you. They're ready to be generous with you, to give to you, okay? Still a lot of earth. They want to be generous with their love. They know in the past they weren't given to you because they were given to another and they had you waiting. It was like one-sided relationship. You kept pouring and pouring into them while they were taking and running off and taking advantage of you, acting as an opportunist. But now they want to have a give and take relationship with you. They're ready to balance out the relationship where it's not one-sided, all right? They feel like they invested into another situation and they just been waiting and waiting to see their props from that, and there aren't any, and now they just feel left out in the cold. They feel left out in the cold in that relationship. They feel left out in the cold by you. Spiritually, they feel left out in the cold. They feel like they're dealing with poverty, if not financial poverty, just spiritual poverty, okay? They feel insecure. They feel isolated by many. They have friends turning their back on them. People they thought were going to be there for them are no longer there for them. They had a lot of options they were working towards. They put money ahead of you. They put material needs ahead of you, okay? They put many other relationships, one night stands, alcohol, drugs, partying, living in the moment. Some of them were even going in and out of town, going on trips. They took a gamble. They took a risk, okay? And some of them were dealing with people that were younger than them. Some of them that had adult kids were even just hanging out with their adult kids. Some of their adult kids were introducing them to people they were having hookups with as well. They just put a lot of stuff ahead of you and they put you on the back burner, all right? They just made bad choices. They were just trying to live out a fantasy. Some of them were engaging with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces as well. They were just out here trying to create new beginnings, and this person may now be going through a spiritual awakening, receiving clarity as to who you were, realizing that you were their cup of love, you were their gift from God, and they might just be realizing that all along the love that they were looking for was you, and it's just hitting them that you were the one. And that's why they're wanting to come back, because they see you were the abundance, okay? You were abundant, you were self-sufficient, you were independent, you were luxurious, you had material comfort, you know, everything they needed was all in you. And so they went around hooking up with all of these people, and all along they had everything that they looked for was in you. Yeah, see, you were spiritual, and they're being spiritually guided back towards you. But at this time, and they're determined, they're trying to get the strength because they're determined to come back towards you now. There's a lot of wines out here. This person did have a sexual addiction, because it's a whole lot of wines out here. See, they were out here celebrating. They were really out here celebrating a lot of people. Your person really could have could be drinking, overindulging in alcohol right now, but they were definitely celebrating. And I feel like this person may have they could have an older sister, but they definitely have a sister and another woman, because I have 3 women. So there are 3 women in this person's circle that they consider friends or family within a community, that give them a lot of advice that they really rely on, that they take to heart, that they celebrate with, hang out with, drink with, party with. But they give them bad advice, all right? So because these are people who are low vibrational. These are people who their life 40/40, when I say that, these are people who their life aren't going as it should. They have their own toxicity, they have their own drama, they're in their own relationships that aren't going as well, that aren't to be mirrored. And this person is taking advice from them, but their household is not put together, okay? 4101 when I say that. So your person should not even be taking advice from people that don't have their own shit together, that don't have healthy relationships, but they did. And because they did, that helped to bring a wedge between you guys, and now they're in the head about it, and they might be realizing that they listen to people they should not have listened to, and they have anxiety, sleepless nights, all right? They're depressed, they have worry and fear, all right? They need to listen to their own intuition. Stop listening to people who, especially people who life is just as effed up as theirs, all right? But your person was stubborn. They were very stubborn. um they delayed making changes in their life. They know they needed to change. They resisted making changes. They didn't want to grow up. They wanted to keep doing the same old things they've been doing. You know, they don't want to grow up. They were Toys R Us kid, and that's what they did. But now they want to move towards you. They want to communicate towards you. They want to communicate with you because judgment has been called. All right, so they need to make a change now. They're having an awakening. They need to make a change because judgment has been called, and now we have the justice card. So justice is out here. Things are going to be made fair now. Things need to be balanced out in this person's life. Things need to be balanced out for you as well. All right. So what does this person want to say? What do they want to say to my collective now that they want to communicate and go towards them? Staying away from you is the hardest thing I ever had to do. Please don't let me go. I feel like most of you already have let them go. Maybe if for those of you who have just stopped communication but you're still holding on to them energetically, maybe it's time for you to let them go energetically. I don't love them the way I love you. Self-love. This person does need to embody self-love, because if they embody self-love, they'll get out of this karmic energy that they're in. And this is what you want to say. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Yeah, you're not thinking about them anymore. I need to talk to you, but I'm afraid to reach out. They're afraid to reach out because they think you're going to reject them. And some of you just might reject them because you've healed. You've moved on. Okay? Jeepers creepers. This person is watching you. They're either watching your social media page, if you have one. If you're on a platform, they're watching that. They might be driving by your house, your work, your location. They may have somebody that you know. You might have a mutual friend that's letting them know what's going on with you. Our union will happen in this lifetime. They're thinking that you guys eventually will get back together once they get their life together, and they're jealous. Some of you may have moved on a bit with someone else, and they are jealous. All right? They're jealous of your new relationship. Stress is when the soul is screaming, but the flesh won't listen. Please don't mess this up for us. They've already messed it up. So I don't know why they're asking you not to mess it up. They don't want you to mess it up because they think you're another relationship. All right? They don't want you to go and be happy. They're in deep thought right now. They're in deep thought. They're smoking. They're sitting up at night. Some of them might be sitting by water. All right? But they're really smoking. Somebody is sitting back and smoking. They want to come back as the emperor in your life. They want to get their life together. They're being emotionally unavailable and starting to drain me. They hate that they didn't give to you. Please stop doubting our connection. Yeah, they want to come back in union with you. All right, the song that's playing now, Usher, What I Do Without My Boo. You've gone for too long. Let it burn. Let it burn. Saying you've been gone for too long. This person thinks you haven't gone too long. They want you back. And I told you. Yeah. But this person's untrustworthy. You can't trust them. You can't trust them. And they know you can't trust them because they're too lustful. They keep cheating. They keep hooking up. All right? And their anxiety. And you're not going to be in anxiety. And look, they're sending you sexual energy. They're still in their lustful ways. They're not sending you loving energy. They're sending you sexual energy. They're still in this sexual vibe that they have. Okay, let's see what your angels have to say. This person still hasn't grown up. They're still thinking about sex. All right, before we get to the angels, let me see if I can personalize this person for you. Let me get 5 cards only, and then we'll get an angel message. Cool. Can we personalize this sexual, childish person on the collective's mind? Your person might be in a same-sex relationship. I told you that earlier with all this sexual addiction that they have out here. This person, I thought this shit was funny when they wanted to impress their friends, but it's no longer funny that you're gone. I told you when I saw all of that stuff going earlier, your person. Oh my gosh, too much. Too much. Law enforcement. I told you earlier, a person might have some legal problems going on as well. Yeah, so law enforcement might be involved. Your person might be dealing with some same-sex relationship. If your person's not in a same-sex relationship, the third party that they're dealing with is bisexual, okay? And maybe they're having threesomes, which I told you earlier. So they might be dealing with someone that goes both ways. So you might have a male that deals with a woman who likes other women, and they're having threesomes that way. They might be an actress is coming out, so they're pretenders. You have a person who might be married or in a long-term relationship. They have a lot of drama going on in their house, but they're putting on the front for the outside people, for their family and friends, to act like everything's all well between them. And it's not, okay? They're pretending they're happy, they're pretending they have a nice relationship, they're pretending to be someone that they're not, and behind doors, they're doing a lot of crooked shit, okay? They might be even doing illegal stuff together. They might even be in some type of cult, doing black magic. They've got a lot of sexual drugs. They're doing drugs together, alcohol, because all of that was out here. They're doing all kind of sneaky stuff. Somebody has a Honda car, Honda truck. All right, we do have water and earth. So we are dealing with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We are dealing with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces out here. All right. Give me another one. Give me one more, and then let's get an angel message. I lied about you. Is what's coming out. I'll take this other one too. Red. Somebody has a red Honda. Okay, I lied about you. Somebody lied. They lied about being involved with you. They lied about the dynamics of the relationship with you. They lied about how they feel about you. Okay? They may have said you guys were friends. They may have said that you wanted them. They didn't want you. They didn't lie. They lied about the fact that they loved you. Okay? They lied about the fact that they were still seeing you when they probably said they weren't seeing you when they were. They probably lied about how long they were seeing you. They probably lied about how you guys met. They just lied. You may have a child from them, and they probably lied about the damn child that y'all have together. They just lied about the whole damn relationship. They just lied because they're a liar. It already came out that they were a liar, okay? They're a sneaky little manipulative liar because they're in it for themselves. They're a narcissist. They want what they want, and whoever they lay up with, they tell the person they lay up with a whole bunch of lies just so they can lay up with them, make them feel special, so they can get what they want from that person by lying about the previous person, okay? Because they want that person to feel special, wanted, needed, so they can get whatever the hell they want, because it's called emotional manipulation, and that's what they do. They lie. They always lie about the other person. And the same way they lied on you, trust and believe they lied to you about the other person. And that's just the cycle that just keeps continuing. All right. So this person didn't do anything to them that they didn't do to you. And the cycle is just going to continue, because that's just who this person is. This person is just a manipulative liar. So you're not missing nothing, and they're not gaining anything but a damn heartache that you were protected from by Michael the Archangel. All right, but now they want to come back, and you're supposed to expect that you're getting a prize. I think not. What do the angels have to say? What do the angels have to say about this person who thought it was funny and it's no longer funny? They want to communicate something to you. They want to come in. They want to communicate. They want to be clear with their communication. You might hear from them within the next few weeks, okay? But the angels are saying wait, because it's not the right time, all right? And if they do come in to communicate something to you, they want you to be assertive with them, all right? Be assertive. It's not the right time to get involved with this person. All right, this person has a lot going on. You are going to have some helpful people around you in your spiritual time. All right, but you know, you need to look for a sign. Look for a sign. All right, and they want you to choose a new direction. Choose a new direction. Yeah, it's not. You need to choose a direction. This is not the person for you. That's why I have Michael the Archangel out here. Michael the Archangel is protecting me from this person. This person has not changed. And you know they have not changed because instead of them saying they're sending you love, they send you sexual energy. They're still dealing with this. They're still dealing with this sexual addiction that they have, on top of this drug addiction, on top of this alcohol addiction, on top of all of this lustful ways. Too many wants, too many addictions, too much shit, you know. This person has not changed. They have not changed, all right? So you have the message. This person does feel bad, though. They do have feelings for you, strong emotions for you. And this strong emotions, like you were always there. You helped them. You were a bright, shiny part of their life. And they've come to rely and depend on your energy because you were so loving. And because they're dealing with so much crap in their life, they need that loving energy from you, okay? So they need that energy. So they do want to come to you because you are a source of healing for them. And they want that. But just as sure as they come back and you allow them to come back into your life, 51, when I say this, and you make them feel good about themselves, this is just as quick as they're going to be back out again, all right? As soon as you make them feel good, they're back out with the same old crap because they haven't grown, they haven't changed. So please keep that in mind. Your angels are letting you know, choose another direction, all right? Choose another direction. Be assertive. Be assertive. This is not the time. Look for the signs and choose another direction. All right, so look for the signs. You're going to see the signs that they haven't changed. You're going to see the signs. So look for that sign and choose another direction. All right, so this is my reading for you for today. See, it's not funny anymore. They're not ha-ha Nikki Ken anymore. Their life is falling apart, and it's just not funny anymore. Thank you, Collective.